looked up, said they saw me in the stars, and I'm just trying to make it. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like I've been here before, can't live life basic. Let's just get into it. It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Quite a
Yeah, it's been yeah, please excuse this like look right now. Like my camera on my laptop is in a very awkward position.
yeah,
So yeah, just try to ignore that if you can. But yeah.
yeah. They can't ignore it. They just have to look at it and like, or just turn it off. Like I can't stand it. Turn it off. But no, it's like I'm glad that we're back. Motivation Mondays. We're trying to, we're toying with the name, so we might come up with a different name. But for now, we're gonna keep going with that theme. A lot of people have reached out to both of us, you know, just kind of asking, if we were intending on doing it, because it's been a while since we started after season one. How many episodes did we have in season one?
Man, I think we stopped at 50 episodes.
Yeah. So that was like our first time doing a podcast. And that whole season is like available on SoundCloud. But it was just a good chance for us to really um, debrief, and it started from us just having conversations every week on the phone, and just
Hmm.
the way that we were encouraging each other. It was like, yo, I think other people would want to kind of hear what we're talking about, and so we just started recording our conversations and putting them out there, and got really good conversations going with people, and so it became a lot of fun. And so we're starting it over, we're moving it to video now, make it a little bit more interactive. We'll be doing some lives in the future, but yeah, kind
Okay.
of waves, I know you're in the West right now. Kind of tell us what's been going on, man. I know In the Lab Productions right now is on another level. Your job situation is on another level. For those who've been following, like you've really been kind of going after the dream, So kind of update us on what's been going on, man.
Man, it's been a ride, man. Like in the lab's been it's been growing. I've been making connects, and I'm out here in California right now on the Oakland area. Just making connects out here and also in San Francisco. Um, and it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. I've never been to Cali. I decided to come see my cousin out here. He does music.
Yeah,
And we're like, yeah, man, we'll chop it up. We'll go see the city, hang out,
out west.
out west, play some music. We'll plot and scheme a little bit because he's dabbling in the music
He's a
game and stuff
schemer as
too.
well.
Yeah, man, he's scheming too. So, we're all out here with this mindset, that we're gonna do something big. And so it's crazy, like we always used to talk about, synchronicity and events kind of lining
Yeah,
themselves up. Being out here since we had this mindset that we're gonna grow and whatever, we've been bumping into all types of people, man. For example, even just yesterday we were in this park, Dolores Park,
yeah,
and we're out there. We just we got like a blanket that we brought, and we had some food, some fruit.
yeah,
My buddy brought his guitar. We're just gonna hang out, no big deal, play some guitar, sit on the grass, whatever. We
yeah,
get out there, man. We get to the entrance of the park. This like this little corner of the park,
yeah,
and this guy's spilling his beer over on the bench. And so my cousin goes to help him. He's like, yo, you're spilling your beer. Yo, here you go. Like he helps him out. And the guy's like, oh, okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. But he also has a guitar, and he's just like, yo, thanks so much, man. I'm trying to get my music out there and stuff. Like, you want to hear a song? We're like, of course. The guy starts playing. It goes smooth. It's nice. And next thing you know, he's like, yo, you want to play together, blah, 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 and one thing leads to another.
crazy, man.
We're playing with him. Then like a tour bus of like 30 South Africans comes through, and like we have a little show going on. Yeah. And then next
That's
thing you
wild,
know,
man.
people are just recording throughout the
Yeah,
park, and then this radio host lady overheard what was going on, so we connected with her. We might be able to set something up. And then these two like local San Francisco artists, these two girls, hot songs. You know, they're playing their
Yeah.
song, and like then we start playing along with guitar like for their
So
song. You
music
know, it's
has that.
crazy.
Yeah, music has that ability. You
I
know,
mean, it went 0 to 100, bro, and
apparently very quickly.
it happened in a very short time frame. And the cool thing was, you know, everyone out here, kind of opposed to the East Coast, you know, everyone out here is on some like collab stuff, you know, on in Dolores Park and, you know, these big open spaces. Like,
Yeah.
you know, all the creatives are out there, and, you know, we're
SF is a
trading.
cool, like, I mean, out west in general is it's a cool vibe, but I like SF. I like San Diego.
Yeah.
LA is cool too. Um, I'm hoping to make a trip to LA soon, visit some family, some friends, and yeah, hopefully, make some connects too. So
Yeah,
just
bro.
tell us a little bit more about, in terms of as a producer, kind of what the growth has been. I mean, we talk a lot of, about kind of the steps that are being taken, but for people who've been following and like haven't heard from us in a while, kind of what's going on in terms of producing and like balancing that with your job and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, you know, the production um, this year in the lab is starting to plan for a future service, you know, that we're going to provide. And in order to do that, it's taking a lot of effort, you know, to make beats and build a stockpile of content. So what that means is, you know, that work-life balance has to be tight, you know. So what I've been doing is, you know, for one, I took a risk, you know, and tried to see if I could go part-time,
Big
you know,
move.
at
Big
my
move.
job. And the way that whole situation, you know, came about was just a spirit move in itself. Because I wasn't thinking about part-time. I was thinking about, you know, what are all my options here? You know, some drastic than others, but I talked to this lady. She's kind of wise. You know, she was like, "Hey, keep this going a little bit, and then
Yeah.
while you work on your other stuff." So I decided to see if I could go part time. It went smoothly. You know, they're like, "Of course, you know, how many hours you want to work?" You know,
Yeah.
and so I went part time, and now on those days off, you know, I'm grinding, man. I'm pushing the limits. You know, how many beats can I make? You know,
Yeah.
in a day.
Why do you feel like for you that part-time transition happened so smoothly? Like why whereas like I think a lot of people would love to try to go part-time, but they either feel like fear around bringing it up, or like how would you, someone in corporate America and a young guy in corporate America, like how did you bring up that conversation? Like, yo, it would be nice for me to go part-time so I can do more music, you know?
Well, you know, it came about for two reasons. You know, one reason is, you know, when I'm at work, man, I do my best work. You know, I do the best that I can. I don't go in there and joke around, you know, and fool
Yeah.
around too much. You know, I sit down, I lock in, I do
Yeah.
good work. You know, I'm a go getter. You know, I set up the meetings and do stuff, you know,
Yeah.
the right way.
You're getting it done. Yeah, you're getting it done.
I'm getting it done. So, you know, if I'm coming to request, you know, part two of this is, you know, I'm requesting, can I go part time? You know, and I have my reasons. I don't need to necessarily, you know, define what all of
What
those reasons
reasons are,
are.
yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, just keep it simple, you know, and you know, family, um, which you know about, you know, I want to see my family more. I
Yeah.
want to travel more. I have spiritual things that I'm trying to, you know, work on, and you just can't do it, you know, in that 40-hour grind sometimes, you know.
It's tough.
So so I
40
looked
or
at it
more, you know.
40 or more, man. Some
Crazy.
people are working 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week.
80 hours a week, bro. Crazy.
It's nuts. And so I'm like, I can't be worked into the ground, man. I've got some other stuff that I want to work on. And so, anyways, it led to me requesting that. And of course, that opened up more opportunities for me to travel,
Yeah.
for me to work on beats, you know, to grind. But I would say, you know, if you're trying to go part time or switch your schedule because there's something you want to chase, um, well, one, make sure you're putting in work in your workplace, and that you have a good rapport and you're doing a good job, don't dick around. But two, I would say like just face the fear, I know it can be nerve wracking to ask for something like that. Um, Especially with some of the management in some of these places, I'm fortunate enough where I work, the management is understanding, and
Yeah,
flexible. There's some places it's not like that. They need you in there or that's it.
yeah, they gotta push it.
Yeah, they gotta
You gotta
push
push
you
it.
to the edge. So um yeah, man, I think you just have to believe in yourself. Honestly, you have to believe in what you are doing, what you stand for. And for me, it was, like I said, it was more of a spiritual thing. It wasn't like, this more worldly thing. It was like, no, man, I need this time back. I need this time back to do these other things that are growing me spiritually. I'm not just um, joking around, man. I'm reading books. I'm meditating. I'm getting that actual real work life balance, and I think that looks different for different people.
It does look
You know,
different, man, bruh.
you can balance a 80-hour work week. Some people, but that not everyone can do that.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, Kobe Bryant is dead. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man, it's sad.
I'm saying it's crazy. I just found out this morning that one of my mentors died last night. Went walking into the woods, just never came back. They found him this morning,
No, man,
likely a
wow.
heart attack. And so it's just like, I've really gotten to a level recently where it's just like, bro, I'm not wasting any days.
No.
Like, and then just really forgiving myself at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, this day is done. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm starting over again tomorrow, and I'm not
Yeah,
wasting anything tomorrow. And just going in day by day, because it's like you don't want to leave anything on the table. It's so easy to get complacent, I feel like, or to work from like the wrong place. Work from the wrong place, which is something we
right.
talked a lot on season 1, and that started to come back to bite me in between season 1 and season 2. So we'll have to catch up on stuff like that too. But yeah, man, like you just don't know when your time is coming, so you
You
have to
don't.
lock in and just be like, bro, this is the experience I have, and this is
Yes.
my dream, or this is what I want to go for,
Yes.
and just lock in, because like you don't know. I told like my kids, man, like I forgot where I was going. I told Uni and the kids, I was like, listen, I need y'all to know y'all are like my favorite people, and I love y'all really a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because you just never know. Like I could never come back home,
Right.
and they
Right.
might. And what if they didn't remember the last time I told them that?
hmm It's important, bro. It's important, to just be authentic, with yourself and with everyone around you, and communicate how you feel. And like you said, this life can be gone in a blink of an eye. And you know, what's the benefit of living this life and just not doing it in a way that's authentic to who you know that you are,
Yeah.
and like and being, can you be proud of that, that hey, I sat behind my desk and I grinded for 50 years and then that was it, but are you going to have regrets if you live that way?
Some people might not.
If not, then continue,
That's
please continue.
continuing. Exactly.
But a lot of people, especially people I talk to, and I get them in kind of one-on-one situations,
Yeah.
and they can open up about it. It's like
I really want to be doing this, or like,
there's other things, that they dream about. Some people can draw, they can,
yeah,
they want to be bloggers, they want to travel,
yeah.
but they got to pay bills, like everyone else. So, but don't fall into the trap, that money is the most important thing in life, because if you do, you'll settle for the comfort of a guaranteed paycheck,
Ooh.
and you'll kind of settle in and start getting lulled to sleep, you know, and next thing you know, 10 years has gone by and there's all this stuff that you've been wanting to do, you know, and you're like, well, no, maybe I should save, you know, build up my
Or
savings,
something
you
else
know,
too.
emergency fund. Well, like we saw with Kobe, you know, your emergency fund's not going to, you know, help if you're gone, you know, instantly. You know, it might help those around you, but what's more important, you know? And
Yeah.
for me, it's life experiences, you know. It's like if I'm going to live this life, it's got to be authentic and it has to be about life experiences and not about money. It just can't. Now you need money to have some of these life experiences, you
Yeah.
know, to pay for things. But there's people that hold on to the money, you know, and don't let it go, you know, and don't buy that plane ticket. You know, if they don't buy that,
And
then
I was seeing this thing that said like there's like real research behind it. You know, like traveling is one of the best things you can do for your mental well-being.
I believe that.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's. I mean, these are things that it's like we know them, but the system really just wants you to think a certain way. That makes it hard for you to remember these things when it
Yeah,
matters. You know.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, if you gotta think about it, you know, if you're a business and you have, you know, 1,000 employees, you're gonna do everything that you can. Um, you know, you're a big business. You're gonna do everything you can to keep those seats filled as long as possible,
Yeah.
to get your product out there. And I get it, you know, but you have to be honest with yourself, you know, like, why am I doing this? And is this all that life has to offer? And I think when you actually be honest with yourself, sometimes you find that the answer is different than
Yeah.
what you kind of have thought maybe for most of your life. Um, you know, I was talking to a guy at work, man, and
What's
you
he
know,
talking?
what's he talking about, man? He was talking about freaking. We were talking about, you know, how big the world is, and you know, I was telling him, man, you should travel, you know, and look into outside of this office. You know, maybe there's some other stuff you can get into. You know,
Yeah.
besides you know, drinking, watching TV, and he was just like, you know, well, sometimes, you know, if you're at home for a long weekend or something, you get bored, you know, and you're just sitting at home. And I'm like, that doesn't have to be you. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, that's not the default life. But it's amazing how
You can
warped
accept
our
that.
perspectives are. Yeah,
You can
that's
accept.
just that's just what it's supposed to be. I sit at home, I drink beer, watch TV, you know, and then go work, and you know, sit behind the desk, and then you know, then it's over. You know, after I get a family or whatever, pop out a few kids, and you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, for me, and for many others, not just me, I don't think it's enough. You know, it's not enough, and it's further confirmed when I come to places like this, bro, and I see the creatives out there in the park, and nobody cares. You know, they're just having a good time. You know, they're just, you know, trying to push their stuff. You know, selling whatever they're selling,
Yeah.
and just living free. You know, and some of them do have corporate jobs, but it's like the fact that they're getting out of the house.
It's
You know,
still
and
getting
you
it.
can,
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
yeah, it's not a big deal. You know, just do something new. You don't need to, you know, drastically change everything in your life, but you have to be honest with yourself and your emotions and say, you know, am I happy with what I'm doing? If I'm not, okay, let's start looking at, why am I not happy about this? What is it that's not satisfying enough about this? You know, what is it that's the issue? And start being honest, like, okay, maybe it is this degree that I got that, you know, I don't really believe in. You know, maybe it is this
Yeah.
job that I got that maybe I don't fully believe in the mission or whatever, you know, and be real with yourself and start taking some actions, you know, once you've identified that problem.
Or identify if you care enough to do something about it. Right? Like you might just be
Right.
like, I don't care. Like I get it, but like I don't care enough to actually change it, then that's fine, you know. But if you actually care enough to change it, then it's like you have to start doing different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You're right. Identify that, man. I mean, because yeah, there's some folks. It's like, yeah. Well, this is my lot in life, and I think there is some peace that you can find. We've been reading Chinese philosophy and stuff like that. And it talks about desire and how desire can lead to misery. And yeah, how you're one with the Tao and with the flow, and how that can kind of like settle you out, mentally and spiritually. It can kind of level you out where it's like it doesn't matter, where I'm at right now in life. I'm going to do what I can in this moment, to be authentic to myself and to accept kind of where I'm at. And if I need to make a change, I'm going to at least accept where I'm at right now. And I'm going to do what I can to take the steps now to make the change. But that can be more peaceful, than
it's such a huge relief.
Desires,
Sometimes it's a huge relief when you're like, yo, I'm really just this way right now. Like I can't be something else at this moment. Like this is just who I am right now. And just love that and accept that about yourself. And then work from there instead of resisting something that is clearly, clearly showing itself about you. My cat is clearly, she's trying to be a part of, always like, she's like one of those annoying cats that like, she's always trying to get in the middle of stuff,
Yeah. She's just doing her thing, man. Their little tails wagging back and forth, and
animals are amazing. But I think that's that step of really putting in the work is where you have to feel liberated first, like liberated to be like, this is where I'm at, and like it's okay, I love myself. All right, now let's see what we can work on. And like sometimes you try to be something that you're just not yet. That can be disastrous.
that is a disaster, and it every day of your life. You kind of know that, man, I'm living a double lifestyle, and I'm not real, and honestly, man, when you live like that real lifestyle where you're just like 100%, you're just going to express yourself, in the way that you truly are and feel inside. It's like, you can't lose, man. I mean, because you're not so concerned with the opinions of others and the judgment of others and what they're going to say and how they're going to feel about this next move I'm going to make. And I mean, you don't care about that stuff, man. You just kind of, you settle in. You're like, this is my moral code. This is what I stand for. This is what I'm doing. And, the people that support, and the ones that don't, it's not a big deal. They're just other human beings like you with other interests.
Other interests, man. It's great. But all right. We actually have so because you're out west, we had some cross communication in terms of the time. So we're like a little bit off schedule. We actually have a photo shoot.
Okay.
We're about to go do some of Kezia's stuff. Kezi Couture, like one of her sweaters. She's doing a Black History Month promotion. So look out for that. I'll be posting about how to get those, but we're gonna do some stuff in that, and then
we can post a link to the merch for that.
Exactly. Merch is definitely coming. We're just scratching the surface, but I'm glad that we're back on. And we'll be getting into some things.
Yeah, we'll get into some very defined, specific, discussions and stuff, like we did on the last season.
Yeah.
And but this is a great way to open it up, man. Thanks for setting this up, and let's keep this thing rolling, and just start spreading that light to everybody, man, for real, because we all need it, man. People need it.
I need it.
I need it.
I need it myself. I need it the most.
We all need it, bro. And
Yes, sir.
it's amazing. I'll say one last thing, I guess, before we get off. It's like, I was talking to my cousin on the phone before I came out here, and I said, if you don't believe in yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Like you're kind of programmed subconsciously to not
Not
believe in
believing.
yourself. No matter what some of these positivity people say and stuff. It's like for the vast majority, you're programmed to live in fear and to kind of always have a fallback thing and not to like go all in on yourself.
Yeah.
And I said, don't beat yourself up too much, man. Like,
You're trying to uncondition.
Yeah, I'm trying to unlearn that myself, and so don't beat yourself up. And if you don't believe in yourself, you have to look at it as, I don't believe in this life. I don't believe in God, almost, where it's like you're a part of God, right? You're a piece of this thing that we call God. Some people call it Tao. Some people call it, infinite intelligence, whatever it is. We come from it, bro, and it's undeniable. And we return to it, right? When we get old, we go right back into the ground, and we feed the rest of the planet with whatever we go into. Whether that's a tree, you're providing oxygen, whether that's whatever, some plant or just something to look at or whatever. It's a closed loop system. And so, if you don't believe in yourself, look at it as, well, man, I don't believe in infinite intelligence. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the one that made me. If I don't believe in
the fact that I'm here and capable.
Yeah, because we are capable, and we're living miracles, bro. The chances of us being alive are like 1 in billions or something.
It's a crazy number.
It's insane. So like, just realize how special you are. You're special, but you're not special at the same time. Nobody's better is what I'm saying than anyone else. But you are special because you're rare that you can even. It's a rarity. You being yourself. And then you being yourself, and me being myself. It's all different. How we express that is what I'm getting at. So just be yourself, believe in yourself, don't doubt, go with the flow. When you start fearing shit, or you start fearing like, the opinions of others or what someone else thinks, just let go. Realize, okay, this fear is coming from some conditioning. I don't have to identify with those thoughts. I don't have to identify with that fear. I'm not going to die, by pursuing this goal or whatever, and everything's okay. And even if it doesn't work out, what does it matter if you don't try? We're all here to try, bro.
Can't do much more.
Just try to figure out who you are in this world, and just be that and flow in that. That's it, man.
All right, my guy. We'll pick it up next week. Episode 2, season 2. It's coming.
Season 2. Let's get it. All right. Thank you, bro. Thank you.